if you're going through a storm right now, or in the future when you go through a storm, survival tip number one is you need to know this, is that we must worship to keep a bad situation from getting worse. Notice what happened to David in Psalm 73. David was going through some tough times. He was going through some storm, and he wrote down what he was going through. And notice what Psalm 73 says. It said, I had almost stopped believing. Things had gotten so rough, he had almost stopped believing. He said, I had almost lost my faith. He says, why have I kept my hands from doing wrong? I have suffered, underline that word suffered, I have suffered all day long. He's describing what we'd go through when we go through a storm. And then he says, I tried to understand all of this, but it was too hard for me to see until I went to God's house, then I understood. You see, storms of suffering tempt us to doubt. Storms of suffering tempt us to give up, to grow bitter. But worship is God's remedy. Worship is God's antidote to the poison of bitterness. Worship keeps us from losing hope and taking a bad situation and getting worse. If you're going through a storm right now, can I share with you, the worst thing you can do is run from God. So storms in life are designed to cause us to run to God. That's why Colossians 3:2 says this, keep your minds on the things that are above, not on the things that are on earth. What's he saying there? He's saying worship gives you and I a heavenly perspective. Worship helps us to see things through the lens of eternity. You see, worship keeps us from being overwhelmed, losing hope, and being discouraged. You see, when we worship, like Job did in chapter 1, verse 20, then we're able to say in Job 1:21, we can join Job in saying, the Lord gave and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Verse 21 is the result of worshiping in the storm.